Namoy, it is Joinen, and this might be possibly the most morally devoid game show I've seen. The sheer premise for this one is so harsh. You really just have to see it and how the whole thing goes to really believe it, so here we go. Namoy, it is I, one secret broke YouTuber hidden in plain sight. Welcome to 6 wealthy teens versus 1 secret broke teen. This sounds hilarious to me because what has a teen done to be wealthy? What makes a teen wealthy? What are they doing? Are they good at TikTok? I guess it's their parents that are wealthy. There's just something so funny about rich teens trying to find a broke teen amongst them. Who is the imposter? Oh, you know, I actually have lots of money. My dad owns a Rolex shop. He owns a Rolex. My surname is Rolex. I am the daughter of Mr. Rolex. Yeah. I'm excited for this one. I'm standing up. I'm standing up for this one. I've got mobility.
I am a wealthy teen.
I'm a wealthy teen.
I am a wealthy teen.
I am a wealthy teen.
I'm a wealthy teen.
I am a wealthy teen.
I am a wealthy teen.
Oh, you already know that they're gonna be getting at each other for what they're wearing. You know the really rich people. They're not wearing fancy designer brands. They're wearing their Kmart t-shirt, getting around with the confidence exuding. They don't need to convince anyone. I don't know. That's what I would say. I'm wearing a Gundam t-shirt. Gundams are actually really expensive in Australia, and so is the merch. So I guess you could say I'm pretty rich. Wait, one of them secretly grew up poor? Does that make them all rich? Or are you saying they're still poor? Because they're a teen. They're still growing up, aren't they? Odd one out, baby! Let's go! Well.
What does everyone's parents do?
It just occurred to me. Oh my goodness. That odd one out, it's for a cash prize. You are trying to vote out the imposter so that the rest of you can share a cash prize. These rich kids are battling amongst them to pick out the poor kid so that the poor kid doesn't get the money. What?
Dad is a senior manager for a cool, computer tech company.
My mom.
Right. A cool, computer tech company. Likely story. Abby, if that even is your real name.
My mom works for NBC and my dad works for DirecTV.
See, there you go. There's someone who actually knows what their parents do. Someone who's not trying to hide the fact that their parent works at McDonald's. Not that there's anything wrong with your parent, they're just probably not the richest. Okay, anyway.
I actually don't have a dad. My mom, when she was 35, she decided that she didn't need a man, and she went through sperm donation. She opened up a business for cancer patients for areola replacement and permanent cosmetics.
She said her mom.
What? Okay. There's a lot of details there. I feel like maybe the poor people come over-prepared, but also, you can't expect her to be the poor person, because what a weird angle to go for if you're trying to convince people that you're rich.
I was single, and a lot of single parents oftentimes struggle a little bit more. That's not the case for every single parent, but my mom's a psychiatric technician, and my dad is a farrier. So, he does horseshoes on horses.
Horses.
My mom owns a beauty salon, so she does something similar to what your mom does. And then my dad, I don't know how to explain his job, but he's the manager of a
company. They wear black suits. And they go around and, I don't know, sometimes they break people's knees and things when they don't give them up their land in really highly profitable areas. I don't know. He does a lot of work in Japan. But
he's the manager of a school district, so.
You can't explain his job. He's the manager of a school district. Again, I feel like the believable ones are the ones that just don't sound like they've rich jobs.
They mentioned that their mom owned a hair salon. There's a possibility of that having unsteady income.
What cars do you guys' parents?
Yeah, okay, but they wouldn't be telling you that if it didn't make them a lot of money or something. I don't know, maybe they inherited it. Maybe the teen themselves are rich. Maybe their parents aren't. It happens these days.
I have a Lexus, a BMW, and a Volvo.
Volvo? Oh. Okay, you drive a Volvo and you think you're rich, huh? I'm joking. Alexis, a BMW. Okay, but come on. Like what year models are we talking? BMW? You see some pretty ratty BMWs getting around. You can get some old, janky BMWs pretty cheap. Don't get me started on Volvos. That's a practical family car.
My mom drives a Tesla, and my dad has like a, kind of like a Jeep, but like not.
Kinda like a Jeep. Okay, this person's rich. I don't know. It's a big car. It looks like a Jeep, but there's like a peace symbol in it or something. It's big. It's got a big G written on the back, if that means anything to anyone.
And 3 Dodge Ram with like 200,000 miles on it, but she just got a Mercedes yesterday.
Okay. All right, just got a Mercedes yesterday. Who goes from driving a truck? You're newly rich. Newly rich. Yay! Congratulations, you joined the club. Now you can be friends with us.
I live in a beach town. Cars aren't like super important to us, but my dad is really into motorcycles, so he drives a motorcycle.
I own 3.
Okay, all right. Cars aren't super important to us, so dad drives a bike. Wait, you have to have, like, surely you have a car, right?
BMW, so my car, both my parents' cars are BMW. We're all like BMW lovers, so.
Who they think is low income. Yeah, this is the funny part. This is where they try pick who they think doesn't have money so that they can vote them out of the competition so that they can't win any money. It's so backwards.
Oh. Abby and June. Okay, guys, have 60 seconds to pick.
Guys, I'm not poor, okay? I'm not poor. You guys seriously think I'm poor? Me? Honestly, that's all you need to do. Act like you've never been so offended in your life that someone might dare to think that you are poor.
I moved a lot of places because my dad's really career driven. I grew up in Connecticut. I live really close to the beach and that's like my passion. I grew up going.
What's your living close to the beach is your passion? You got 60 seconds and that's what you're saying?
On vacations every year. I'm very well traveled. We could talk about that if you want. I can talk about that. Do you want to hear or?
They don't care. They're not invested in whether you are rich or not. They're just trying to pick, I don't know, you don't seem very rich. I've been to heaps of countries. You guys want to hear about the countries?
We weren't always wealthy, so I don't know what else to say. Like, yeah, we go on vacations a lot. I have aspirations to be a doctor. My parents have put me to be a doctor. They both went to college. We're really privileged, thankfully. I was like really quiet, so I think that's kind of what made everyone vote me out so easily.
Yeah, quiet people, they're not rich. If you're rich, you talk about it.
So it was a tie last round, and just out of curiosity, what reason did you, between June and
Oh, here we go. You ever watched Survivor on TV? This is how you get voted out. You start getting paranoid that people are against you. It's like, sure, okay, they had to vote someone out. They didn't have enough details. You start making this about you and they'll get rid of you just because they don't like you. Nah, we don't want you to have the money anyway.
did you think was inherently poor or low income? Like, how did you judge that based off of knowing us for 5 minutes?
Abby is ticked off. You guys knew me for 5 minutes and you already assumed that I wasn't rich. I just need you to explain that to me, all right? Because it just doesn't make any sense. Like, if you really think about 5 minutes.
My dad always ingrained into my brain that like people who drive motorcycles are like really unsafe and they like that's not a good decision to make. I'm like, okay, Dad.
What? I got a lot of years on me. I have decades of wisdom. If there's one thing that I'm gonna teach you about life, it's that people who drive motorcycles, it's not a good thing. They're not safe. And they're probably poor! Vote them out. If you're ever in a situation where you need to pick a poor person out from all the rich like us, vote them out. If their dad drives a motorcycle, do rich people drive motorcycles? I I don't think so. Remember that, child.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Did you go to private school?
Yeah, I went to private school when I was younger, and then I moved to public school only because like when I moved houses, there wasn't any like good private schools near me, and also I really like my public high school experience.
I just really liked interacting with the lay people. It was actually really interesting to see how they live.
Okay. I think prior to this year, I think I went to a lot of like stereotypically like rich kid schools. When I was in elementary, we were starting like we had like iPads in like first grade.
All right, okay. No, I don't know. I mean, look, iPads didn't exist when I was in first grade, but we certainly had iPads at my school. It was a private school, so I mean, I don't think I'm contributing very well to this argument. But surely there's iPads at schools. Surely that's more common now. Just because it's a public school doesn't mean that they can't have iPads, or am I just wrong about that?
And then in third grade, we started having like Chromebooks. Like I have like a lot of friends.
Okay, Chromebooks? Paul! You went to a school that had Chromebooks? And you're trying to convince us that you're rich. Have you ever used a Chromebook? You haven't used a Chromebook? They do nothing. You have a better time just committing things to memory, trying to work out math equations in your head. You're studying history, just remember harder, all right? It's gonna do better. You're gonna have a better time than trying to use a Chromebook.
Just like in a lot of different districts. And then they all were like, they only started getting Chromebooks when they were in like 5th grade.
She kept talking about
Chromebooks, yeah. What's with this Chromebook girl? And she just won't shut up about Chromebooks. They're not even that expensive. They're like the cheapest version of a laptop you can buy. But boy, does she love Chromebooks.
Chromebooks. I was like, is she trying to like take us to a different direction about Chromebooks? I was like, okay, I don't want to know about Chromebooks, so.
I went to East.
Did she try to convince us that Chromebooks are expensive? I don't know enough, but I'm pretty sure they're not.
Catholic, which was a public school or private school.
So I go to a public school because my mom didn't want to drive me super far to go to private school.
Yeah, they were like all like an hour away, and my mom was not about to drive me an hour away for school.
So I went to an academy for middle school, and then now I'm in a public high school. It's close to the beach, and it has programs for
the beach. Of course it's close to the beach.
the science stuff that I like.
Is this the same chick that said her dad worked for a really cool fancy tech company or something, and she likes going to this school that has the science things that she likes?
There was another tie this round.
Another one!
Another tiebreaker round, 60-second pitch, and this time it is between Sandra and Abby.
Abby again.
So I actually, make a lot of my own money by myself. My mom, she really wants to stress financial independence. So I'm actually a content creator.
There we go. That's what I'm saying. The actual rich teen, not these fake rich teens that are all like, oh, my daddy earns lots of money. The actual teens that are rich from being a rich teen. Content TikToker, right? I mean, surely. I don't know why I assume TikToker. I just don't assume YouTuber anymore. I feel like the average age of YouTubers, like they're getting older, right? Because the young ones are in TikTok. She's got ad deals on TikTok. That's what I'm guessing.
Form is TikTok, and I do a lot of
there we go.
fashion and modeling content. Last year, I learned how to work with brands and make a lot of money from that, which you can make a lot of money if you guys are interested in social media. You definitely get into it.
Yeah, she's rich. Yeah, so if you guys want to hit me up, come to me after this. I will take only a 45% cut, but boy, you will be absolutely rolling filthy cash. All you gotta do is shell for these random skincare companies that kill rabbits or something. Oh, hold on. I'm not making judgments about her. I'm making a joke.
To mention that we also vacation, if that means anything to you, in Europe, in Scotland and stuff.
I'm sorry. I guess I forgot to mention that we summer in Europe. If that means anything to you guys, I don't know if you know Europe. It's that way.
As a lot of my family lives out there. I also create content. I love video games. I don't have a job myself because I'm really focused on academics, but doing something like you talked about doing would be really cool.
What? I don't make any money on content creation, but it sounds like fun. So yeah, I guess you could say I'm pretty rich.
I'm not the mole. I promise you.
I'm not the mole, I promise you.
And for the first time today, we have the second time.
Oh my god.
What?
For a second, and come up with one question
Abby was not convincing.
So, what college do you want to go to?
Oh, yes.
And do your parents plan on funding it?
So yes, they're gonna fund it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know how much it works because with my parents, it's never been an issue. Like they've always been very clear that like, we're really lucky and we have the ability to support you in whatever you wanna do, which is why they're not hard on me for my grades. My dream school is UCSB, or I really wanna study abroad in like Europe or Asia or something like that.
Who funds your college?
Okay, so I'm actually on full ride to USC on Questbridge, which is like a scholarship for people in Connecticut, like a local scholarship.
Do you pay for like everything else, like daily expenses, or like?
Yes,
okay,
yeah, I
your
do.
mom?
Like, I've been working since I was 15 as well. Like I was working in a restaurant when I was in Connecticut.
Yeah, okay, why aren't they just voting out Abby? If they're picking between the two of them, pick Abby.
And then I started, you know, actually making like money from brands.
You decided to vote Chandra out. No hard feelings.
What? What? I don't, how, in what world was Abby convincing? How was she more convincing? She was so serious, she had proper answers. She's like, yeah, bro, you guys don't understand how much money content create. These companies, they want to pay you big bucks. I don't even need my parents' money. I make bank on my own. And they're like, that's a little bit hard to believe. I'm going with the girl who likes beaches.
I would have still voted for Abby if I'm being honest. But then he typed out like this long paragraph.
I had been voting for Chandra since the beginning, and I feel like she had known what the value of a dollar was because she saw her mom struggle, and she wanted to make a better life for herself because her mom stressed that Chandra needed to be financially independent to live a better life. And then everyone kind of just...
What? Bro, wrote out a whole novel for Abby. Actually, I need you guys to all know that I've come up with this full story in my head. So, while you may be wanting to vote out Abby, listen to this little piece of literature I came up with.
Agreed with that.
Hope you guys got them all. I think they voted me out because I said like that it was through scholarship, like why would she need a scholarship if she has so much money, and that like I have a high work ethic, so I think that's why.
If you want to keep playing, raise your hand on 3. 1, 2.
Oh, if they think they got... No, they haven't. They still want to vote out Abby. Surely that... Wait, they weren't so convinced by Old Bait's story about Abby that now they want to keep her, right?
1, 2, 3.
Never mind. Oh gosh.
The box turned 3. You guys successfully voted.
What? Even Abby's shocked. She's like... Wait, you're not voting me out?
And you guys win the cash prize together.
She's flabbergasted. She's laughing. Absolutely shocked. She's like, how did this happen? How on earth am I still standing here? This guy. It's all because of him.
Turns red. The mole is still a missing guy. And they win the entire cash prize for themselves.
And that would be bad. You certainly don't want the person, the poor one, to get the cash prize. That would mean you guys lost, and you did a bad thing today. You did poorly. Okay, Abby, do better. Why are you so bad at convincing people that you have? It can't be that hard. You gotta work with something a little bit more than just I like beaches and we holiday in Europe. That's it. They voted who was the? Yeah! Woo! We did it! Nah! Yeah, no poor people getting any money under my watch. Yeah! Woo! High fives all around. Yeah, the rich grow richer. That's just the way of the world. I don't know which one you were, but I don't care. You're poor and you're staying poor. Woo! Yeah! They're so happy.
I'm going to count to 3, and then on 3 the mole can reveal themselves, okay?
Oh, yeah, turns out, guys, there is no money in short form content. If you really want to make money, go to YouTube. TikTok pays absolutely pennies.
Yes.
I mean, okay, in my main man's defense here, I don't know how he pulled that one out. I don't know how He was so convincing with his story that he managed to get the mole out and keep Abby in. I was convinced.
So I've grown up like low income, you know, my whole life. Questbridge is actually a scholarship, which I am on full ride for low income students. We're like high achieving. Like it's also been hard because it's like my mom, she, you know, has gone through like substance abuse. Like we lived in a motel room and with like all of our animals, and you know, we had to like
We're here to
like,
support
feed them.
you. Yeah.
All the stuff in like my life, I've just grown to be like really grateful for, you know, and just like not take anything for granted.
No, like that's so awesome.
Yeah, that's really great. Anyway, sucks to be you. I noticed they kept the cash prize thing on kind of a down low. There was like some little text here. If the box turns red, the moles admits you guys and they win the entire cash prize amongst themselves. Otherwise they get none of it and you guys split it. They tried their hardest not to draw attention to that fact, and yeah. Well, she had to work for everything that she's gotten up to this point, and she's gonna have to keep working for it because ain't no cash prizes going her way. I can't believe it. What kind of premise? What kind of premise is this, Jubilee? That's so harsh.